Welcome, friends. My name is Avinash Gorakshakar, and I welcome all of you to another interesting episode of Konexio HighFlyers. Friends, in these episodes, we introduce to you emerging companies from emerging sectors, and in this process, we explain to you about the company's business model, the growth journey, and the future growth plans. And in this process, we also meet the promoters of such companies. And friends, today we've got a very interesting company which is going to hit the capital market very soon. The company's name is Radiowalla Network Limited, and we have the privilege of having the co-founder and the CEO of the company, Mr. Harvinderjit Bhatia. Harvinderjit, बहुत thank you. Time spare करने के लिए. I'm pretty sure that in this small interaction with us today, we'll be able to understand your company's operations in a much better manner.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah.
And look forward to our interaction. Thank you.
So, Harvinderji, first question, which is very elementary and which we ask all promoters, if you could tell us, what is the business model of our company, which are the segments which we cater to, and in short, what is the positioning of Radiowalla Network in the business in which it operates? This is point number one. And secondly, a small question to add this is if you could tell us something about your entrepreneurial journey. You are the co-founder of this company. How did this journey start? How did you start this business? If you could give us a small synopsis, that would really be great.
Sure. So I'll take the second question first about how we started this journey, and then I'll come to the business of Radiowalla.
Yeah.
So Radiowalla as a company was formed in 2010, and that's when digitization was just starting to happen in the audio space, and everyone had got experience of FM radio in the last decade, and that was one of my, you can say, knowledge base, because I was the CFO of Radio Mirchi, and I was the third employee there and learned the whole trade of audio during my stint with them, and I took that company public in 2006 as well. And during that time, I met my co-founder Anil Srivatsa, who used to run digital radio in US, and so I knew him from that time, from my Mirchi days. And 2010 is when we started and collaborated and started Radiowalla. And the idea was that music licensing was very expensive for FM radio, along with the licensing of the government for a FM station. So for a beginner like us, who didn't have that kind of resources at our disposal, to look for a venue where we can do something in the digital space. And that's how this whole concept of creating an audio space for retail and corporate sector, which was a media dark space till then, emerged. And that's how we started this business. Uh, Business model is very straightforward, simple. That today, or say 10 years back, when we started, retail stores were burning CDs and sending it to their copies to their various stores, but there was no control on what was getting played at their remote stores, and the brand communication was flawed at that stage. So imagine if a brand wants to have an international image, and one of the store is playing Bhojpuri music or Hindi music, and the consumer gets confused. Okay, what is the brand positioning? And that's the solution we brought in, wherein whether you have one store or 1,000 stores, we will ensure that the same or similar content gets played across the retail stores, and irrespective of the location. So I don't even know, frankly, where my client stores are. We know the IP address, and we know the what content they want, and that's what we control. So everything is controlled from our servers, so that there is a common communication across the stores. So that's, and the clients pay us per month per store. So that's first revenue stream what we built in. And then as we increased our scale, a lot of brands wanted to reach out to these shoppers as well, which brands may be selling in those stores, or they may be peripheral products like credit card, insurance, who are also targeting the shoppers. So we started creating an audio stream or a audio ad network on top of a subscription service, and that's how the second revenue stream of ad sales came up. So today we are proud to say that we are servicing over 28,000 stores in India and 9 other countries, and these are across 500 clients of Radiowalla, and we are the pioneer in the space.
I think very nicely articulated by you, Harvinder ji. मेरे को बताइए अभी when I say the business model, what are the revenue streams which the company earns? Like suppose there is a company which has got a retail network of let's say 100 shops, and you obviously supply the music content to them. So in what way is it only the music per store what you get, or are there any ancillary revenue streams also which you earn? So if you could just give us a simple example and explain.
Sure. Yes. So the retail store first service, as you said, we curate the content and they pay us subscription service for that. But during that music, they also need some announcements, they need some product information. So we produce that content also for them, audio content, through our professional voiceovers and RJs who we have at our end, and we charge for that production as well. So
Okay.
that's a second stream of revenue from the retailers. And then we also have access to independent artist music. So the music is always licensed in all these retail stores. So there are two kinds of music licenses. One is a mainstream Bollywood and Universal and Sony music, and one is independent artist music. So
Yeah.
if the client doesn't want mainstream music and they just want instrumental kind of music, so we provide that music because we have licensed that music as well. So that's a third
Okay.
stream of revenue we built on.
No, understood. Harvinder ji, tell me one thing. When you say you curate music, तो इसका मतलब क्या है कि वो म्यूजिक कंपनीज के साथ आपका कोई टाई अप होता है जहाँ पे वो म्यूजिक आप लाइसेंस पे लेते हो एंड देन यू क्यूरेट इट एंड गिव इट टू योर टू योर फाइनल क्लाइंट्स. Is it, does it work something like this?
Slightly different. It's a in US or in other countries, it works the same way that we have to take the license and we provide that service to the retailers. In India, the retailers have to take the license directly. तो वो directly उनका music labels के साथ contract हो जाता है.
अच्छा. Okay.
What happens is that we ensure that only the licensed music gets played. So वो हमें
Okay.
we know कि उन्होंने कौन सा license लिया है. So we will ensure that only the licensed music plays in their stores.
Okay. So
Because
basically what
that's
I
not
understand.
that's not their core job, retailers का तो उनको नहीं
Yeah,
मालूम रहता
exactly.
कि कौन किधर है. So that is
Exactly.
what we ensure.
So in short, at least please correct me if I'm wrong. In short, you are the gateway to provide the music from your server to their shop. So basically,
That's
that is what your job.
that's right. And we work with the brand teams कि अगर उनको किस type का ambience create करना है, whether it is
Ah,
English, Hindi, instrumental, and that we provide that kind of music then.
Harvinder ji, now this is a very unique business which you run. Tell us one thing that in terms of the growth opportunity, अगले 3-5 साल की अगर हम बात करें, तो ये कितना बड़ा मार्केट इंडिया में हो सकता है और इसमें एक्चुअली what is the kind of strategy which the company is going to adopt to ensure that you capitalize on the overall segment growth, if you could tell us.
See, in India, retail segment was very unorganized. But over the last 5 to 10 years, we have seen the retail sector itself has evolved a lot, and everyone is going for modernization. POS machine sab jagah lag gaya hai, internet sab jagah lag gaya hai. So they are also upgrading themselves. And today, in an organized retail space, I would say India has anywhere between 150,000 to 200,000 stores, and we are reaching out to say around 28,000 stores. So there is a huge scope still which is there, and a lot of our clients are also growing rapidly. So एक client के अगर मैं 1,000 store service कर रहा हूँ and they open up another 200 stores in next 2 years, automatically मेरी growth 20% बढ़ गई उनसे without any cost to me, because as they grow we also grow. So,
Okay.
so that is what has helped us in our growth, and we see this is just the beginning. I would say it's a
Okay.
huge potential left here in the market.
Okay, now, Harvinder ji, one more thing which I wanted to understand from the store economics, like you got 28,000 stores where you supply this curated music. Tell me one thing, normally, what is the kind of minimum revenue which you expect from every store? ऐसा normally कुछ break even होता है जिससे आप बता सकते हो कि भाई हमने fixed cost करी है हमको दो स्टोर्स मिलते हैं, 5 स्टोर्स मिलते हैं, 1000 स्टोर मिलते हैं. So normal, what is the minimum ticket size when you look at a business? Is it a consolidated deal that somebody comes with 50 shops, somebody comes with 100 stores? तो आपका minimum, store size कितना होता है और उसका what is the value per store which normally you have as a thumb rule to decide that okay, this is a profitable kind of business we can try it.
See, our since it's a tech driven business, our platform is ready. So I can now quickly scale it up. So
Correct.
we welcome, even if you have one store, we will welcome you. So so there is no minimum कि मेरे को 10 चाहिए या 20 चाहिए. अगर आप मेरे पास कितने ही रेस्टोरेंट हैं जिनका एक एक रेस्टोरेंट वी आर सर्विसिंग देम.
Okay.
एंड प्राइस रेंज ऑब्वियसली अगर एक दो स्टोर है या 10 स्टोर है तो हमारा प्राइस रेंज थोड़ा ज्यादा होगा. बट अगर वॉल्यूम है देन ऑब्वियसली वी वर्क विद द क्लाइंट टू अंडरस्टैंड कि बिकॉज फिर लार्ज क्लाइंट्स में क्या होता है कि सिर्फ सब्सक्रिप्शन नहीं होती है, प्रोडक्शंस भी होती हैं एंड ऑल दो इट्स अ पैकेज डील काइंड ऑफ थिंग. सो
Correct.
so as a scale perspective, we can be one store and we are servicing more than 1,000 stores also for a single client across geographies.
No, no, I think understood very well. So what I understand, again, please correct me, is basically this is a SaaS model, Harvinder जी. तो और ये
Yes,
SaaS मॉडल हम उसको स्केल अप कर सकते हैं. तो उसमें अपने को
that's right.
स्केलिंग अप में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. That is,
Absolutely.
I mean, that is what is, coming out from your discussion.
Absolutely.
Tell me one thing. Tell me one thing, Harvinder ji. Now, apart from us, we handle about 28,000 stores. You said the opportunity is so humongously such a large opportunity. Are there any other peers in the market which are doing similar activity? It is a scattered market. If you could tell us.
No. There are other players also in the market. So the differentiation, see, in a service like this is the quality of service, what value add you can provide. So there are other players. I won't say that we are the only player. And it is good to have competition. It keeps us in our toes as well and bring in new innovations. So we have real-time dashboard we have built in for our clients. Where sitting in head office, they have full visibility कि किस स्टोर में क्या चल रहा है. अगर कोई स्टोर बंद हो जाता है, automatic emails start getting generated to our back end, their ops team as well, and a ticket gets raised कि why this store is off. See, music for a retail environment is a must-have. It's not a good to have; it's a must-have. सो फॉर देम म्यूजिक बंद नहीं हो सकता. सो अगर 9 बजे स्टोर खुला है तो म्यूजिक चलना चाहिए और 10 बजे बंद होता है तो 10 बजे तक चलना चाहिए.
अच्छा.
So it's a very important service for the retail sector. And yes, there is competition, but we want to be ahead on the curve and bring in new innovation for our clients.
No, I think understood. Harvinder ji, if you could share with us some of the marquee names, customers which you actually deal use. You say you handle 28,000 stores. So इसमें से which would be the prominent ones? If you could share some of the names, for our viewers, please.
So we service brands like Reliance, we service brands like Domino's, McDonald's, Trent, Landmark, Tanishq. So Aditya Birla Group. So lot of large format retail stores. We service more than 150 malls. So it's a wide spectrum. So from Chai Point, from jewelers, so across the spectrum we cover them.
Okay. Okay.
And these clients, we are proud to say that they've been working with us for last 1 decade now. So it's not that uh, we have to find new clients. So they are working very closely with us, and we are integral part of their growth as well.
I think very nicely put out, Harvinder ji. So I believe that the SaaS business must be having a regular steady of regular annuity income. Obviously from existing clients. So is the
Right.
business, you can say, is it something like an annuity model? अगर customer आपके पास आ गया, उसको quality अच्छी लगी, delivery अच्छी लगी, so he will continue, and then obviously the subscription continues for a very long period. So the business is basically having a long runway as far as the annuity service is concerned. Is this thinking right, Arvinder ji?
So annuity business is the way for us to enter. That's a starting point. And then we add on the ad revenue, then we add on the music licenses, then we add on the production, which are the increment. And now we have added on digital screens as well in the retail store. So to create the
Oh,
whole ambience for video screen,
acha.
for content
Okay,
management. So
okay,
again,
okay,
what I'm saying is that we want to ensure that we give a better customer experience in a retail environment, be it a restaurant, be
okay,
it a hotel, be it corporate. In fact, so So yes, SaaS model is there, but there is an incremental revenue, and
Okay.
plus the new clients we have to source. So as long as
Okay.
we give our services, in a nice manner, we don't see a turnaround or the client walking out on us to that extent. So these are very long term relationships we have built up
Okay.
with our clients.
Harvinderji, now, if you could tell us, you mentioned something about, what is your differentiation factor. If you could tell us, say, two, three qualitative points, not the financial side, because those numbers are available for everybody. In what way does Radiowalla do some differentiation as far as the customer is concerned? Is he happy with the quality, the delivery, the content curation? What is it exactly that drives business for us as compared to competition? So, if you could just share two, three qualitative points for us.
I think personalization and relationship build up with the clients, that is very important. So we have account managers who service dedicated clients. So we keep giving them new ideas. We keep hearing from them. We do stop audits at store level to get feedback from the store managers on what kind of music customers are liking, the staff is liking, because customer to आधे घंटे में चला जाएगा, staff
Ah,
has to stay there for 10 hours. So
right,
there they also have to be comfortable with the music what they are listening to.
right.
So it has to be
Okay.
fresh, it should not be repetitive, the mood of the day and the mood of the music has to sync. So all those
Yeah.
things are really helping us in growing our business and retaining our clients. And then
Okay.
like some clients we have started now even audio training module for their staff. So wherein in different languages, even if it is a blue collared workers, we are providing in vernacular languages the content.
Okay.
So because audio is like subconscious में आप सुनते रहेंगे तो आप दो बारी सुनेंगे तीन बारी सुनेंगे तो आपके वो जहन में रह जाता है. So
हाँ,
that's where
बिल्कुल,
आप अपना काम भी करते रहते हैं and म्यूजिक भी सुनते रहते हैं. So the
बिल्कुल.
companies are also evolving based on our ideas, based on our discussions with them, a new form of consumption of audio. Rather than having a earplug and one to one, here it is a
हाँ,
one to many in a common
exactly.
environment.
Okay. Fine. I think understood. Very nicely articulated again, Harvinderji. Now, Harvinderji, tell me one thing. In terms of the working capital cycle in our business, how does the working capital cycle work? Like you've got 28,000 shops. इसका collection period किस तरह से आता है? Like, there must be some contract which is there for either 2 years, 3 years, or whatever time frame. Is it on a monthly basis, or you get your money, on milestone payments, on milestone kind of, dates which have been specified in your contract? How does the working capital cycle work? How does your cash flow come in from these customers?
No, it's a monthly billing. So contracts are long term, but the billing is monthly, and like any other media player, a typical credit period is between 60 to 90 days. So so to that extent we have to take some support of working capital facilities from banks, but
Okay.
otherwise all our clients are well known clients, so it's not, there's no risk of money not coming in, but it is,
Yeah.
we know the cash flow period, so we plan accordingly to that extent.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's a
And
monthly billing.
Mr. Harvinderji, one thing which I wanted to understand in our business, suppose I generate 100 rupees as revenue, from the customer. What is the main cost? Is it basically your curated music cost or the employee cost or the technology cost? Sir, हर 100 रुपए में हमारा main cost क्या होगा? Till the time we come at your operating EBITDA. If you could give us some idea.
So major cost, employee cost is major cost for us, uh, because we had to build up a team on both on the tech side and the content side. And now we are spending more on tech investment, as in fact one of the use case is tech investment into the business, where we want to automate lots of processes, and once that is done the margin will go up automatically, because the throughput for every employee is going to be higher than what it is today. uh,
Okay.
so employee cost definitely, because we have creative guy, we have tech guys, so and they don't come cheap, and you need quality people, because that's what you are servicing your client for, and that's why they are
Right.
coming to us. And
Exactly.
as we go ahead, uh, more and more processes at the back end will be automated. So I won't fire any people, but with more clients, I don't need to hire in that proportion number of people. So our margins. So today, if my uh, cost of manpower to revenue is say X, I want to bring that 50% lower than that for the same revenue as a percentage.
Okay.
So
Okay. So you can, so technically, Arvinderji, what I understand is you can generate more revenue from the same guys. That is what you say.
absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. Okay. Harvinderji, now the most important question for this interview. I mean, if you could tell us something about the forthcoming public issue, how large is the public issue? What is the objective of these funds? If you could give us some idea.
So yeah, so this is a full primary issue. There is no secondary sale or anything, or no promoter is selling. It's for 18,75,200 shares at a price range of 72 to 76, uh, and the lot size is of 1,600 share. It is on NSE Emerge, and the issue opens on 27th March and closes on 2nd April, and the listing will happen thereafter on 5th of April. And
Okay.
primary use, as I discussed, mentioned earlier also, uh, I would say 30% goes into the capex and the tech side, and on the working capital another 30%, and then general corporate purposes another 40%. So
Okay.
so that's broad classification of the funds to be utilized.
Yeah.
And we are very confident that with this fund war chest, we can grow exponentially by hiring some business development team members, bringing in some new innovations, and upselling our products to our customers.
Well, I think very nice to hear. Harvinderji, one more thing which I wanted to clarify. We have read from newspaper reports. You can please clarify that ultra HNI investors. Some names like Ashish Kacholia has also invested in the company. So is he a long-term investor in your company? If you could just clarify.
Definitely. In fact, he had a long discussion to understand the business model, and why we were also keen to have such a investor with us is, see, he was the pioneer in digital audio. If you all know, he was a co-founder of Hangama, which is a listed company
Yeah,
and a
exactly.
digital audio play. So he understood what we are creating on a B2B side, because he had done it B2C side, and that's how he decided to invest in the company. And definitely he's a long term player, and we seek guidance on various growth opportunities along with our, not just him but other shareholders as well in
Okay.
the company.
Okay. I think thank you for the clarification, Harvinderji. Harvinderji, now tell me one thing that since you say you're going to have this war chest of money, you obviously will be funding your working capital in a much smoother way. Can we at least expect, without giving a number, if you could tell us, what is the kind of growth? Can we see, because your top line is still not very large, so obviously the base is small. So going forward, क्या हमको 20, 25, 30% का growth possible लग रहा है आने वाले 2-3 साल के लिए in terms of top line? Because your business is very sticky. एक बार customer आ जाता है तो वो he continues to use your service. So can we assume that this can be a really big opportunity in terms of top line growth? Because that is the way we look at how companies grow in future over the next say 2 to 3 years.
So, as you know, I can't make any forward-looking statements. My bankers have and lawyers have told me not to make statements. But just as I mentioned, like, just on the sheer size of the industry, we are just 10% of that as of today, and that is growing.
Okay,
So I
correct.
definitely see an opportunity. And if you historically, my numbers which are public in my RHP, we have a CAGR of over 50%. So
Okay,
we have been, you know, working on that, and that's the whole idea of growth. Not just the growth, but even margin improvement as well. So that's what has been our
okay,
focus, and we'll continue
yeah.
to have that focus.
Okay. Arvinderji, just one small clarification. I did not ask you about what is the financial number as of FY23. If you could just give us the revenue, the PAT, and what is the performance in the first 6 months. That would help us, help our investors also get a flavor on the financials, so that they can invest in the company.
So FY23, we did a top line of 14 crores and a PAT of 1.02 crores. And till October 23, which are in RHP, we have done around 9 crores top line and 1.14 crore of PAT.
Okay, fine. And is there any seasonality in this business, or it's a very stable business?
Mm.
First half, second half is more or less similar, Harvinderji?
There is not much seasonality on the SaaS side of the business, but on ad side of the business, seasonality comes in during festival season. More and more people are advertising, and so from second half of the year, we see more of ad business generated,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
subscription business is consistent.
Okay. No, understood. So I think technically speaking, the second half will be slightly better than the first half because of this, addition which comes to your top line. So,
That's right.
Ravinderji, now last question, which is basically very important from a business standpoint of view. You have been, a pioneer in this kind of business. You earlier worked with Radio Mirchi. You started this company. Now, tell me one thing. What have been the key challenges which you have faced in this journey? इतने साल आपने company चलाई है. Obviously, business goes ups and down. Obviously you bounce back. But any key challenge which you have actually come across and you have overcome it. If you could, share that one key challenge. And secondly, sir, हमारे business में सबसे बड़ा risk है. What is the most important risk in our business?
See, I think सबसे बड़ा रिस्क वाली बात जो है ना, आई थिंक कोविड से बड़ा कोई रिस्क नहीं था, एंड वी हैव gone through that
कोविड कोविड
phase.
तो बड़ा रिस्क था। आई एम सेइंग फ्रॉम अ बिजनेस स्टैंडपॉइंट, रविंदर जी,
Yeah,
कोविड
no,
तो
no, see,
वाज द बिगेस्ट रिस्क आई वाज।
yeah. Business standpoint of view, see, our business is dependent on retail industry. So, if there is a meltdown on retail industry, then obviously our business can get impacted to that extent. But what we have seen is that now with corporate radio coming in and other thing, we are mitigating those risks. We are going to other countries as well. So geographical risk also we are trying to mitigate. So we are not dependent on just on one particular sector to that extent.
करेक्ट। या
So I think that's what people earlier the risk was whether people will understand what we are trying to do. गाना ही तो चलाना है, पहले तो यही था कि गाना तो चलाना है, आपकी सर्विस क्यों लें?
हाँ,
So
बिल्कुल।
we had to educate why this
हाँ,
is
एग्जैक्टली।
professionally to be done. So it took us a couple of years for that, but now I think that risk is totally gone. Now everyone understands that.
राइट।
So technological changes and everything, risk भी है, opportunity भी है, because we have to keep innovating and keep seeing what is happening world over, so that we can embrace that technology and move ahead with that rather than just saying uh, it will be a problem for us.
करेक्ट।
So I think there are in today's world, I don't see anything as a single कि ये threat है, ये opportunity. Everything is intertwined. So we have to work
या
together as a team, and we are fortunate that all our team members have been there with us right for last 10 years or so. Harpreet, who is our chief operating officer, has been with us for last 13 years now. Uh, Deepak, who is our chief revenue officer, has been with us for over 10 years. So they have also grown with the company. They have also evolved, and right now that's where the company is made. Otherwise, company is not made of walls. It's with the people only.
I think very nicely said. You have nurtured talent in a right way, and I think as long as you've got good quality talent and you deliver on the quality, I think I'm quite sure that the future looks quite promising. So, Harvinder ji, thank you very much. It was a pleasure talking to you. My
Thank
best
you.
wishes to you, your entire management team, and best wishes for your forthcoming IP also. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.